Hello friends, I am Vikram Kumar Sharma, Assistant Professor at GEMS Engineering Management Technical Campus, Greater Noida. So today we are going to discuss some of the fundamental concepts related with business statistics. Business statistics is basically a subject in BCom department. As far as university goes, the subject code for business statistics is BCom 209. So let's start with the introduction to this course, or you can say introduction to statistics. So here are the list of topics which we are going to cover today. First, we will start with the objective of the course. Then we will discuss the blueprint, breakup of the marks, and ultimately we reach to the point where we can discuss the content distribution across units. That means unit-wise content distribution for this particular subject. So let's start. First, we will discuss the objective of the course. Now, the objective of this course is to familiarize students with the basic statistical tools used to summarize and analyze quantitative information for decision making. That means in the modern scenario, what we see is most of the companies are data rich but information poor. So as a student, we are going to tell you how you can use or how you can utilize those statistical tools in order to extract some useful information from the data. So this subject will help you in extracting useful information from the data available. That means you can make effective decisions in the business environment. Next is the blueprint of this course. As far as blueprint of this course goes, the weightage is 25% internal. The internal weightage is assessed throughout the semester, whereas the other 75% is the external weightage. Now that external weightage is to be given to the students on the basis of exams conducted by GGS IPU at the end of the semester. If we talk about marks distribution, this is the breakup of marks. The internal marks consist of 25 marks, which comprises of attendance, assignments, midterms, your class performance, quizzes, and there are various other criteria through which you can secure your 25 marks. The remaining 75 marks are on the basis of semester and examinations that is to be taken up by GGS IPU. It is to be mentioned here, every student need to score at least 40% marks to pass this particular subject. Last but not the least, we will discuss the unit-wide content distribution of this particular subject. First, in the unit 1, we will discuss some of the basic concepts of statistics, that is, its definition, importance and limitations, collection of data, formation of frequency distributions, graphic presentations of frequency distributions. Some of them are graphs, bars, histograms, diagrammatic measures, pie charts, and so on. Then we will discuss the numerical tools, that is measures of central tendency, which comprises of mean, median, mode, and the partition values like quartiles, deciles, and percentiles. In the unit 2, we will discuss measures of variation. In the first unit, when we have discussed the measures of central tendency, it will represent it will from there we will have the representative of the data. When we move to the unit 2, what we are going to do is, along with that representative of data, that is mean, mode or median, we will also find the variation associated with these measures of central tendency. So in measures of variation, we will cover range, coefficient of range, interquartile range, coefficient of quartile deviation, mean deviation, standard deviation, and coefficient of variation like skewness, and other types of determination of coefficient of skewness. That means the second unit in the second unit we will mostly talk about measures of dispersion along with their skewness. The third unit talks about correlation. What we have studied in unit 1 and unit 2 is the data analysis for a single variable. But when we need to perform data analysis on more than two or more than two variables, we need to study the relationship between these variables. And here correlation and regression will help us. So in the third unit, we will discuss correlation analysis along with regression. In correlation analysis, we will cover meaning of correlation, types of correlation, Carl Pearson coefficient of correlation, Spearman's rank correlation, coefficient of determination, and so on. The main objective of studying correlation is to understand the relationship between two or more variables. Then, in the regression part, we will also discuss the difference, meaning and difference between correlation and regression. Then we will talk about simple linear regression, that is regression based on lines, pitfalls, and limitations associated with regression and correlation analysis. So the regression will basically, in regression, we will basically talk about the quantitative relationship between the two variables. So correlation talks about whether the relationship exists between two or more variables or not, and in regression we will talk about how or in what form that relationship exists. For example, if we can change any variable, let's say by 15%, then how much change we are expecting in another variable. That means the quantitative relationship between two or more variables is known as regression, while in correlation we will only talk about whether there is a relationship between the given variables or not. Last but not the least, in the fourth unit we will talk about index numbers. Index numbers, as we can see in the stock market, Sensex, Nifty, these are the indexes. So in the index number we will discuss definition, characteristics, uses, types, problems related to index numbers, methods of constructing index numbers, and then we will talk about various types of indices like price indices, quantity indices, and value indices. Then we will talk about chain index numbers along with test for consistency of index numbers. Last but not least, we will talk about time series analysis. In the time series analysis, we will discuss secular trend, cyclical variations, seasonal and irregular variations, and methods of forecasting. So as you can see that in the 4 units, we will cover comprehensively all the topics related with fundamentals of statistics. As far as the readings goes, I will suggest you to start with the book called Business Statistics, written by Andy Bohra, and the publisher is McGraw-Hill Education. Second book that I will suggest to you is Business Statistics and Business Mathematics, written by P.K. Gupta and S.P. Gupta, very popular among the students of Delhi University and Indraprastha University. Then there is third book which is available in our library also, that is J.K. Sharma. Again, the title is Business Statistics, and the publishing house is the very popular Prakash Publishing House. So class, the students, I will suggest the students who are going through this subject to just revise the fundamental concepts which you have studied related with statistics in your junior classes. Just go through those concepts and you will find a very interesting concepts in this particular subject. So I will give all the students best of luck for studying this subject. Thank you.